Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your man BJ Joyce coming at you on the Black Friday show. Why does this happen every time? Bless me. This is so weird. Like, it's like there always has to be a sneeze. It's like a nervous twitch or something, but I'm not nervous about talking. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, it's the Black Friday show. What's up, y'all? It's your man BJ Joyce. Let's go ahead and get this all sent out. So make sure you like, share, you can comment. As you know, we're going live. I'll hit up comments again. Um, after the show and all that stuff, make sure that we're responding and getting things over to you, having a conversation. So want to try and do this live as much as possible, but we'll also hit up comments later too. So comment, like, share the video, make sure that it gets out to everyone everywhere, because the more people that are involved in the conversation, the better it is for us to come together as a people and do the things that we need to do, right? So, um, today we're going to be talking about putting your money where your mouth is. But again, like I said, like, share, comment, shout out Facebook with the Black Friday show on Facebook. We're in the Colorado Black Owned and Operated Business Facebook group where we have 32,000 plus people looking to find and buy from Black owned businesses in the state of Colorado that participate in that group. Got a bunch of Black owned businesses in there that promote their business and share all kinds of different cool things that are going on around Black business in Colorado. And then also YouTube, catch us on YouTube. So subscribe to the YouTube channel so that, again, I can get this thing going globally, become viral. And maybe we can get some big people on here, some heavy hitters that will converse with me, talk to you. We can build, we can grow, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about putting your money where your mouth is. It was interesting. So I did I did a little poll or a post the other day. I saw this. It was wild. Like you got to see this. Hold on. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna bring this back up. So the post was essentially like what black women, or what women, I don't want to just say black, but it generalized, it's going to be black women. But it was like what women's maintenance is, right? And so women's maintenance, this person posted, said wax $60, nails and toes 75 to 130, hair 80 to 400, facials 60 to 150, brows 12 to 30, lashes 80 to 120. And then it was like kind of like throwing like a little shade at dudes or whatever, saying that 100 you trying to send is not enough, sir. And it's like, listen, I ain't sending you money to pay for your stuff. That's your stuff. I don't ask you for money to, get a lineup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, listen, until we married, mine is mine and yours is yours. But that's a whole nother conversation. But it's on the low end. If you add all that up on the low end, that's $367. $367. Now, I say, yo, ladies, like, is this weekly, monthly, or a couple of months? And the reason we getting into this is, look, some person said I get my toes done once a month and my brows done once every 2 months. Nails, this other person says nails and lashes every 2 weeks, feet and brows monthly, locks once a month, and they do their own waxing. Um, let's see. The other lady says about every 3 weeks for hair. If I'm going natural, I get a blowout once a week, $70 without a tip. This is a true statement. In 1 week, getting ready for a business trip, I dropped 400. Brazilian blowout, wash, cut, color, tape ins, nails, feet, and eyebrow wax. So yeah, it's real, and all the expenses paid by me, and so on and so forth. And like somebody says, numbers are accurate, but I'll still take. They asking for that $100. Yeah, somebody every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, once per month is common. Now, reason we bringing this up, this is lashes, this is nails, this is all that stuff, quote unquote maintenance, right? Maintenance. One, ladies, you're beautiful. Okay, you're beautiful, and yes, fellas appreciate you keeping your stuff up, just like you appreciate a nice shave, nice fresh cut, that kind of stuff, right? make sure we smelling good, we got the cologne on, all that stuff, right? So, yeah, we appreciate all that. But I want you to understand here's 2 points, right? One, 367 freaking dollars. That's a lot of money, right? Here, let's just do the math real quick. 367, let's just say that's monthly times 12. You dropping $4,400 a year, right? $4,400 a year on maintenance. Maintenance. So when you talk about what's the average? I think it was like 50,000, 55,000 people make in Colorado. So let's see, 55,000. Let's say you pay an average tax rate of, I don't know, let's say 15%. Let's just at 55,000, 15%. Okay. That leaves you with 46,000. All right. $46,000 after tax. Okay. Now that's not if you're spending on medical. So let's say you got, I don't know, you're having some medical insurance taken out. You're having some what you call it, your 401k taken out. Let's say that's another. Let's just say that's 6,000, right, for the year. So now you down to 40,000 ish, right? 40,000. So 10% then of your after tax income, a little bit more than 10% of your after tax income is going to maintenance. Yikes. Now, I'm not trying to shame nobody. Hey, if you like that and you want to spend that money, that's great. But I do want to highlight the fact that that's a whole lot of money. And so when we say like, hey, we don't have money for things, like as people, especially black people, we're like, hey, we don't have money to do this. We don't have money to do that. We don't have like, you could go without some eyebrows being done or your lashes, lashes 80 to 120. Use your own eyelashes. God gave you perfectly good, one on this side and one on that side, right? Your eyebrows, he gave those to you, just the way that you are. You're beautiful just the way you are. Your hair, now listen, I understand you got to get your hair done in Colorado, especially because it's dry and there's certain things you got to do. But maybe you don't need to get it done the way that you get it done, right? Sacrifice a little bit, do something different. We've been pushing black women, which is sad, to change their appearance to be like these white women. You don't need dyes, you don't need straighteners. You need to wear your hair the way that God intended it to come out of your head, curly and all that. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're here in this dry climate. So you get out of this dry climate and go down south or, back to where our original, type of people were created, Africa, and where it's humid and so on and so forth. Then yeah, you don't have to manage it as much. You don't have to do things. So I understand being here in a dry climate in Colorado, it sucks for black women, sucks for black men too. In our skin, that's why we have to throw on all this lotion and oil and all this stuff, right? So yeah, you're gonna have to do some things a little bit differently, but does it have to be like so expensive? Can you do it more affordably, right? Your nails and toes, listen, hey, dudes don't care. That's for y'all. Dudes don't care about no nails, no toes, no nothing. Like as long as it ain't looking like snapping dragon on your toes and your nails. You can just clip your nails. You can file those things. You can even put a nice little clear polish on there if you want. But we don't really care, right? As long as it don't looking like you got, like I said, some snapping dragons, some little alligator teeth on your toes. Dudes don't care about that stuff. Just keep it nice, trim, like cut up. But you don't got to put on like these little press-ons and gloss and paint and all that stuff. We don't care. It doesn't matter. So $75 to $130. Yikes. And then waxing, $60. Now, what are we waxing? Depends on what you're waxing. All right. Still, that's expensive. So I get it. You're spending a lot of money. Now, why are we talking about this? Let me get to the point. One, we could cut back, right? We could cut back on some of that money. Two, if you're gonna spend that money, we're talking $4,400, right? On the low. And that's if you do it monthly, based off of this particular thing. If you do it monthly, $4,400 a year. Why don't that go to Black people? Wherever you get wax, that should be a Black-owned business, right? Wherever you get your nails and toes, Black-owned business. Wherever you get your hair done, hopefully they Black, because that's gonna be real bad for you. Most non-Black people don't know how to take care of Black hair. Most. There are some that do a good job, but most, getting a facial. I mean, never mind. I was about to say something naughty, but anyway, like seriously, that should be from a Black-owned business. Your brows, your lashes, Black-owned business, right? That's $4,400 you could be putting in the Black economy. How many of y'all, like, go ahead, drop it in the comments. How many of y'all, I'm gonna type it. Let's see. Wax. Oh, can I get it? No, it ain't gonna do it like that, the way that I want it. Here. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this right quick. I'm gonna put the list. We're gonna say wax, nails, toes, hair, facial, brows, lashes. And I'm gonna throw the list in there. All right. And I'm gonna say that I want y'all to respond. Either you watch this video or like live, or you can do it later. How many of these can you check off that are Black owned that you use? Right? And let's see some. If it'll post. Come on. There we go. It's in there. It's in the chat. So y'all can go ahead and y'all can check that out. But seriously, like everybody talking about, hey, boycott this company. They don't do DEI. We didn't really benefit from it anyway. You know my thoughts and opinions about that, and the facts. Actually, there are facts out there, numbers to back it up. But if you want respect, if we want respect as Black people, we have to start supporting Black businesses. We have to start putting money into these Black businesses. So, ladies, when it's time to get your wax, look for a Black-owned business and go there and support them. And then they can hire more Black people who do waxes. So now we're helping them to add taxpayers, right? We're helping them to add employees, right? Instead of now, Shaniqua looking to go work at the Asian place and they ain't gonna hire her because they don't want no Black person working for, Ling Ling's nail shop, right? They don't want it. So Shaniqua can go ahead and now work at, Naomi's nail shop because Black folks are going to Naomi's nail shop to get their nails done, right? And Naomi needs to hire some more Black whatever esthetician. I don't know. Is the esthetician, do they do wax too? I don't know if they do wax as well, but whatever, like that person is that does waxes, whatever they're called, right? They need to hire some more waxing people, right? Same thing with the brows, the lashes, all that stuff. Y'all, are you following me? Like, drop something in the comments. Say you following me, you understand, we getting this, whatever. Let me know, because this is real. This is the type of stuff that other ethnic groups are using to build their economies, to build their ethnic group, to build themselves up and be prosperous. And we have to do the same thing, right? Let me dive into this too. These other ethnic groups, they have the benefit of not having been enslaved, first off, right? But they have a culture. They have a culture that supports one another. We don't. We have a culture currently that tears down one another. We need to stop doing that. We're only for one another when it's matter of fact, I don't even think today we are for one another. I can't think of an example when we are actually for one another collectively today. I think the last time was when OJ was on the run and he got acquitted. That was like the last time black people were for black people. Seriously. Like we do so much tearing each other down. It's sad. No other ethnic group is doing this like we do. No, you don't see Mexicans tearing down other Mexican businesses, right? And if they do it privately. They're not doing it outwardly. Us, we will blatantly be. This is the situation. Good morning. What's up, Wild Boy Farm? This is a problem that we face, right? This is a problem that we face. We will, as black people, we will say we'll fight. This is the fight that we'll fight. We'll say black businesses need to treat us better as customers, right? We'll say that, and then black businesses will say black customers need to come and buy from us. And while both are true, neither one is happening. Now that's the problem, right? That's a freaking problem. Black people don't go to black businesses, and black businesses don't treat black customers well. There's the dynamic. So fix it. And I'm not going to say that's all black people, not all black businesses, right? Not all black customers, not all black businesses. We're generalizing because unfortunately, that's happening at a tremendous amount of percentage times. Let's just say that, right? The percentage is great as that's happening. You like 2 hours for some catfish at a restaurant. Like you're waiting 2 hours to get catfish. Come on, man, step up your business game, right? Or hey, like I understand that the black man, I'm gonna get my house painted, and the Mexican dude, he might be 5,000, but a black dude's charging 7,500. Man, that's a lot of money, B. That's a lot of money. Yeah, guess what? The Mexican dude don't employ black people. Sure don't. The black dude employs black people. Hopefully, maybe he doesn't, but the Mexican dude ain't about to put no money back into the black community. He gonna take your money, he gonna put it back into the Mexican community, and he might even send some of that to his family down in Mexico. All right, so now we're talking not only against black community, but we're talking about against our country as well, right? Black dude, he gonna send his kid to college, hopefully, right? He gonna support that black nonprofit, whatever that black nonprofit is, name it, that football club, that your kids play in, the mentorship program for young ladies that's out there that supports black kids. He's going to do that, right? With the money. He's going to hopefully hire some more black people to work at his company, right? So yeah, maybe it is a little bit more for the black dude. And be like, well, why can't he come down on his prices like the Mexican do? Because the Mexicans, they're just happy to be here. They'll work for whatever, man. Like that's a whole nother dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So like we're not happy to be here. We're let me talk about that. Hold on. Look, because that thought is coming up. Folks are coming over here from south of the border, from Africa, from Arab nations, from wherever, Europe, all this stuff, everywhere else but here. They don't speak the language of America. Like they don't speak English. Okay. A lot of them illegally here. And they're out here taking advantage of resources that are set aside specifically for black people. Y'all know that, right? You know this, right? Hold on. You know this, right? You see it, right? Prime example. There are scholarships out there. I think I've talked about this before, but there are scholarships out there for black students, right? There are educational opportunities for Black students. I'm literally like carved out for Black American students. There are programs for Black American students. Black American students are not taking advantage of these. Their parents aren't getting their students to take advantage of these. But you know who's taking advantage of those Black set-asides, those Black programs, those Black scholarships, those Black educational opportunities? Not Black Americans. A lot of them are African, right? Because they're like, shoot, I'm Black. Look at my skin, right? It's darker than all y'all's because we didn't get polluted by white slave owners, right? So they're coming and taking advantage of it, and I don't knock them for it. Latinos are coming and taking advantage of it. Asians, Arabs are taking advantage of your stuff. I'll say this. There was a scholarship I was told about that happened last year. There was a scholarship. I'm not going to say who it was because people get mad when you start talking about things. I don't know why, but it's real. But there was a scholarship for Black male students. Okay. I'll say Black male students from a Black male organization here in Denver. They have $15,000 that was going to get chopped up, to a bunch of students. Like maybe it was like 5. They would have given, 3,000 each, something like that, or whatever. They were going to give to many students. No Black male applied. And I'll say they only had one student apply for that scholarship. And it was a girl. And nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it was specifically set aside for Black male students. A Black girl applied for the scholarship. The only person who applied for that scholarship. She got all $15,000 because they were like, well, shoot, nobody else has applied. We'll give you all the money. That is happening, not just, and thank God it went to somebody Black, okay? Because it's for Black, it's supposed to be for Black men or Black males, right? But that aside, it still went to somebody Black girl. But that's happening in so many instances where it's a scholarship, it's an educational opportunity, it's a development program, it's money, whatever it is, right? A job, whatever, right? That's happening where there are when we talk about how come there ain't this stuff for Black people, this stuff ain't, there's none of this stuff out here for Black people. There actually is stuff for Black people. When we get it, it's out there, but our people aren't taking advantage of it. So when we talking about, we want to boycott these businesses and we want to do this stuff and blah, blah, blah. We're not taking advantage of stuff that's already for us anyway. Put your money where your mouth is. You want to talk about being Black? We want to talk about being Black, right? Supporting Black people, doing for Black people. Then let's do it. There's a, what was it? There's a program, that is an investing program for students. They'll get $100. They don't pay for nothing. They're going to get this. They're going to get it, and they're being trained by Charles Schwab investors. Okay. This is for Black American students. Okay. They will only have to spend 2 Saturdays, 3 hours each Saturday. So a total of 6 hours, right? Total of 6 hours. They learn the investment information. Their parents can come to this too and participate with them. So all the parents like, hey, man, I wish I would have known this stuff. You can go and participate, right? And at the end, they'll get $100 for an investment account through Charles Schwab, okay? And this is set up by a Black organization here in Denver. They are struggling to get Black students to apply and participate in this program. It's not even really apply. I mean, like you just sign up really to register. They're struggling to get Black students to register, and their parents sure aren't participating either. When I found out and it's for 8th through 12th grade. Okay. 8th through 12th grade. My kid isn't in 8th grade yet. So, but I was like, can I get in? Can I get my kid in? Can I participate? I wanted to participate. I'm trying to get that money. I'm trying to get that knowledge. I got some investing knowledge, but it's always good to learn more. And I get free $100 for my kid. Let's go. But and other people are trying to take advantage of that, and we're not. Come on, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Let me talk. Let me hit these comments. Pricing for whole, half, and quarter beef has not changed from Wild Boy Farm. Amen. Go and get you some quarter or some whole, quarter, and half beef. Sorry, whole, half, and quarter beef. That when we talk about a beef, we're just talking about like the whole cow, right? So you can get all the chopped up, the ribs. So you're getting some beef ribs, steaks, ground beef, your roast, all that stuff. We're just talking about when we say a beef. Some people don't know that. I didn't know that at one point, so I'm just pointing it out. You talk about a whole beef. That's a whole cow, like all of the like a full cow, right? Or a quarter, like a quarter of it, or half, obviously half of it. Says 2020. Do you think that Black community focuses more on sports and educational scholarships? Yes, 100%. They do. Black people are focused on sports. They're trying to hit the lottery. Now, here's the thing. We're all athletic. I think I did the numbers. What was the numbers? We actually did this in my Inroads program a couple of weeks ago. The numbers were it's about 2,000 people, 2,000 jobs, right? Between the NFL and the NBA as far as players are concerned. Okay. 2,000 jobs between the NFL and the NBA. Okay. So about 2,000 players because you got 53. Let's see, 53. We'll do this again. 53 times there's 32 teams, right? That's 1,696 players. Okay. And 53-man roster. Yes, there's some practice squatters, whatever. But we're going to say 53 active roster spots, right? And you got 15 times there's 30, 15, 450. So 450 plus 696. Yeah, 2,100, right? 2,146 jobs between the NBA and the NFL. And I did the math on this. And you're talking about all of let's say there's 30,000 colleges or something like that, right? There's something like 30,000 colleges in America. There's not that many, but there's, let's see, D1. Anyway, I'm going to forget the math that we did, like the exact math, how we figured it out. But we went through like all the colleges that have basketball and football programs in America. Then you have all those players that are on that. And then you look at the amount of jobs that are available. It was 0.001%. We're talking pro. So you getting paid at the professional level in the NFL or the NBA, 0.001%. Okay. 0.001. Let's see. One like that, that's sad. Like you're not gonna make it. Okay. 0.001%. Not 1%, not 0.5%. 0.001%, right? So that's a thousandth of a percent. Yeah, 10, 100,000, thousandth of a percent. We focus way too much on sports. And that should, that's for your son. So you got him working hard out here trying to hit the lottery, right? You actually probably have better odds of hitting the lottery than them getting pro, right? Because everybody can run, everybody can jump, everybody's strong, everybody's, athletic. We all are. But what's going to separate them to get them pro? Timing, the right mentors, the right people that say There are a lot of like talented athletes that never become pro because somebody didn't pick them because a coach liked this other kid better than you, even though you were a better player. They like this other kid, and so they put them in the starting position. They got shine, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do from a talent perspective. Nothing. And so therefore, they got scouted, they got looked at, and they got their opportunity. Right there, you go. I have a little cousin. I'm gonna give you this. I have a little cousin. He's my second cousin. He's my cousin's son. Right. He's a freshman at one of the schools here in Colorado, Division II school. Last year, as a senior in high school, he was a top 3 receiver in the state. In the entire state, top 3 receiver. I can't remember if he was like 1 or 2, but he was in top 3, right? Can't remember exactly. Top 3 receiver in the entire state. He's at a Division II school right now in Colorado. Right? So dude was good in the entire state of Colorado. Top 3 at a Division II school. Okay. Barely got on the field this year as a freshman. Dude's good. He's got the size. He's got all the measurables. He's got the skill. Doesn't matter. It's hard, bro. It's hard. So we out here pushing kids to sports. You know how many opportunities there are for accountants, plumbers, lawyers, doctors, estheticians? Do you think that a black community, focus on them on scholarships? Yeah. And I mean, imagine if we put as much effort into that we do for sports for our kids as we do academia or just interest. Because I'll say the school system, it's not an education system because we're not educating kids in America anymore. We're just sending them to glorified daycare now. But the school system as it is not a place for education. Like you don't have to be educated by going to school. You can pick up a book. You can learn a whole lot of stuff from going and meeting with people, having conversations on your own or just outside of the school system. All right. Many people, I can't tell you what I've learned in school. How about that? Right? 1 + 1, maybe like a basic math and arithmetic. Okay. The isosceles triangles and Pythagorean theorem was like a complete waste of time for me because I'm not using it. If I was going into, I don't know, architectural design and engineering, sure. Yeah, but I didn't. So you can say, oh, well, what if you do? So we're going to give kids like en masse this generalized curriculum for what if they become an engineer. No. Why don't you just identify those students that are predispositioned for that and who want to go in that and then help guide them and give them that information, but don't give it to the general populace. That's stupid. Anyway, I have so many qualms with the education system. That said, what if, instead of us pushing kids into sports, we pushed them into the trades? Or not necessarily push them, but like expose them to the trades and said, hey, look, there's these things. Let's get your hands on stuff. And you start turning wrenches. I'm telling you, kids' eyes light up when you give them a blowtorch and some solder, bro. They're like, hey, like, let's go. Like, that is fun. Because they're burning stuff and they're putting soldering pipe together. Like you just start get some 8-year-olds and teach them how to solder. Bruh, we'll have a whole generation of plumbers. Guaranteed. They'll go into that so fast. You give them a torch and some solder and some pipe and say, go to work. Here, we're going to teach you how to solder. They'll do that all day. And then they're like, oh, what's next? And then you teach them some more stuff. And you teach them some more stuff, right? And you give them like that hands-on stuff. That's what kids like, because kids are very tactile when they're young. And so it's all about like what they can feel, what they can touch. That's why kids touch everything, right? Kids are touching stuff all the time because they're learning, they're growing. They've never seen this stuff, experienced it before. So when you take kids and you throw them down in a freaking classroom and say, pay attention and look and listen and just let me like spew information to you, they're like, this is boring. This sucks. You got to give kids stuff to do. You got to give adults stuff to do. I need stuff to do, man. I hate sitting around like, no, let me do stuff, right? Let me do stuff. We are doers. Naturally, people are doers. We're not sit here and listen to somebody talk unless it's story time. And we're telling stories around the campfire, so to speak, right? The old griots, like in Africa. We're telling stories about the legend of Hirambutu, who, came up and tackled the lion and blah, whatever, right? We love this. We love storytelling. That's why we're so fascinated with movies and TV, because we love storytelling. But we don't want to sit and be lectured to try and learn something. We want to do. And unfortunately, our school system doesn't do that. But if we did that, right? Instead of football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, name that thing, right? That would be great. Back to the ladies. Y'all spend a lot of money. We talked about that, right? Spend a lot of money. What? So we're talking about the lashes, the toes, the facials. Put that in black businesses. But what about, you go from here the average grocery bill. Let's see. The average grocery bill. Let's Google this. Average grocery bill for a family of 4. Let's check this out. $970 to $1,300. We're just talking groceries. Okay, that's what this pops up as. You do a quick Google thing. Okay, so $970 to $1,300. All right. So let's just say that some people are a lot more, some people are a lot less, but let's throw that in there. And that's per month. All right. Let's call it $1,100 for a family of 4. We'll just split the difference. Okay. So $1,100 times 12. It's $13,200 on groceries, right? You see how like this stuff adds up? Again, average salary in Colorado is about 50 to 55,000. We just did the math earlier. After taxes, after you put a little bit of money towards your 401k and you take care of your medical insurance, your dental, that kind of stuff, you're looking at about $40,000 in take home. Okay, that's your take home. But now you add $4,400 for ladies maintenance. We're just talking about one lady. Okay, $4,400 for the year plus $13,200. So let's add that up. Let's do 4,400 plus 13,200, 17,600. I'm just going to do that. So you got 22,000 left over. 400. Let's divide that by 12. So you got 22,400 left over for the year after you eat and after you do your brows and lashes. Okay, ladies. All right. And now we're talking, you divide that over 12, you got about $1,800, almost like 18 and a half, right? Per month left over. That's clothes, eating out, entertainment, your car, maybe, rent or mortgage, whatever that is, right? Good luck. $1,800. Yeah, there's your entire mortgage. You ain't living now, right? Exactly. But you take that and 13,000, we're giving that to the grocery stores, to King Soopers, to Walmart, to Target, to Costco, right? That was at 13,000. That's at $1,100 for a family of 4, okay, per month for groceries. Imagine if we put that $13,000 into a black grocery store annually, right? Or if you bought some of your meat, right, from Wild Boyd Farm or Freedom Acres Ranch. How about that? Gave some of that to them. I bet you out of $1,300, at least, or I mean 13,000, at least half of that is meat per year. At least half of that is meat. And then another, out of the half that's remaining, 90% of that is probably box stuff. And then you got 10%, it's probably veggies, fruits, that kind of stuff. But let's say, 7,500 or 7,000. Let's 6,500. Let's go 6,500 is meat. What if you bought that from Black Owned Farm directly? You know what Wild Boyd Farm could do with 6,500? How many of us? There's about 270,000 of us in Colorado, black folks, that is. About 270,000 black people. Right? We ain't a lot out of like 6 million. There you go. So there's like 270,000 of us. Let's say we're not going to do it on a per basis, but let's say we'll just divide it by 4. Say everybody's got a family of 4. So 67,000 families. And let's just say, I'm just going to be really uber conservative on this. Let's say we'll just if instead of 67,000 families, okay, we'll say 40,000 families. I'm going to go like super conservative on this. So let's say 40,000 families. Okay. 40,000 spend $6,500 annually. It's 260 million on meat just from Colorado, black Coloradans. 260 million. Just did the math. Y'all want to see it? Nah, it's too much. I don't feel like sharing the screen. But 260 million, 40,000 families, right? Family of four times $6,500 annual for meat, 260 million. Let's just say we split that between the two farms. 130 million for Wild Boyd Farm and Freedom Acres Ranch. Terrence, what could you do with 130 million? Now I know that's not all profit, but still. Terrence, if you got 130 million this year because all like black people decided to buy their meat directly from you, what could you do with 130 million? If you're still there, if you're still watching, what could you do with 130 million Wild Boyd Farm? Freedom Acres Ranch, 130 million. Now we're talking big. That's a lot of money, right? That's what we're spending. And again, these are rough guesses. Like, I mean, we could dig in and get like more precise numbers. I'm not doing that on the fly right now, but you see what I'm saying? Put your money where your mouth is, people. We're giving that to King Soopers and Costco and Walmart and Target and Trader Joe's and Sprouts right now. We're giving it all. 260 million. I'm just going to say it. We're giving 260 million. It's probably a little bit more than that. Probably more, but we're being conservative right now. 260 million. Scholarship for sure. Wild Boy said he's got a scholarship, people, if he got 130 million. You know what I'm saying? Like if we gave 130 million dollars in business to Wild Boyd Farm and Freedom Acres Ranch, oh my gosh. And that, again, we're just talking the meat. That's just meat. What about milk, cheese, fruits, veggies, all that other stuff, right? We're still going to buy those things. So we need to start a black-owned grocery. Where's the black-owned grocery store? Buy from them. I've heard this from people too. They're like, man, depends on the location. I ain't going, because convenience, right? Because we all about being black until it's inconvenient too. We're all about supporting black until it's inconvenient. Guess what? You know what was inconvenient? The Montgomery bus boycott that lasted 13 months. That was inconvenient for them. They literally had to figure out a whole new way to get to and from work to survive. That was inconvenient. They couldn't take the bus. They weren't taking the, I mean, they could, but they'd be breaking their little boycott. But they would have to get like rides from people. They set up a whole thing. It was community that helped out, right? They set up routes. Hey, I'm going this way. We'll pick you up. We'll do this, that, and the other. Cabs, they lowered their fares. They took less money so that they could be part of the movement. Cab drivers took less money so that they could help people get to and from work so that they could support what was going on. Think about that. They could have raised rates at that point. Because guess what? You're not going to take the bus. So we're gonna raise rates because you ain't got no other choice. No, black taxi drivers lowered their fares so that they could support what was going on. Think about that. Sacrifice, working in community together. Put your money where your mouth is, people. Come on, man. We could do this. We don't have to be dependent on white American society. Because right now, a lot of y'all crying. I hear it. I see it. Y'all crying about, oh, these executive orders and oh, look at these companies that they don't care about DEI. They didn't care about DEI up until Biden took election. They didn't care anyway. That wasn't even a thing until then. Oh my gosh, get over yourselves. What were we doing up to that point? You were going to work. You were trying to get a job. Same thing that has been happening. Like, come on, people. Like, let's get real. Let's be real about the situation. All right. They didn't really take anything away from us. It's kind of status quo have been for Black people. Let's just be real. All right. But if you're going to be crying about it, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong about like, hey, we need to do stuff for Black people. We need to do stuff for Black people. That's what my whole point of my business when I had Black Biz Colorado, this Colorado Black owned operated Facebook group, the work that I'm doing out here with Denver Black Reparations Council and Black Economic Success Trust, and with Inroads, and with all the things, the Black Friday show here, and all the other things that I'm involved with to help support Black people, is to help support Black people. But y'all got to support Black people. Black people need to support Black people. Put your money where your mouth is. You talk a lot. You're talking a lot out here. Let's do the action behind it, right? Wild Boy says he give most of it away to the community. Man, see, there you go. So you're talking about if we could give 130 million, and that's just our meat product, like purchases, right? Buy that from Wild Boy Farm. He's going to give most of it back to the community. Right back to you. So you buy meat, he's going to make some money. Yeah, because he got to cover his costs, you know, take care of his family and take care of the people that will be working for him. Hey, you can put some more people to work and go be a farmer. Wild Boy Farm. It's a rough life, but you can do it. And we need more Black farmers. Maybe he'll buy some more land, right? And have some more land. Hey, there we go. And somebody else become a farmer, and then they split off and they go do their own, you know, and they buy some land, whatever. But we're going to give that back to the community. Scholarships, nonprofit funding, so on and so forth. Imagine if, let's say, hypothetically, Wild Boy Farm, you know, takes in 130 million from Black, and then we're just talking Black people alone. That's just us, right? That's just us. And we ain't that much. Like I said, we're 270,000 in the entire state of 6 million. But if we did that annually, $130 million, again, we're talking about, right? To one farm, 260 million total in meat purchases. Okay. So a little over $250 million from just the 4% of Black people in Colorado for meat annually. That's a lot of money. And he says he'd give most of it back. So let's say he, 30 million he keeps for costs and for, a little livelihood, that kind of thing, all that stuff. 30 million out of that 130 million that we're going to split between him and another farm, right? Between Wild Boy Farm and Freedom Acres. So that's 100 million that gets put back into the Black economy, into the Black community. Maybe he'll buy some stuff from Black folks. Maybe he'll just donate, right? Straight up. How many of y'all getting $100 million from anywhere? Black folks, Black organizations. Are we getting $100 million investment from anybody anywhere here in Colorado? Are we getting $1 million investment? Let's put it like that. Let alone 100 million. And that's money that come right back from the Black farm, the Black owned business, back to Black people. You think Lupe and Juan are about to do that? You go buy from them? Nope. Not at all. Put your money where your mouth is. You see? This is how this works. You do for Black business. You buy from Black business. Black business supports Black community. They hire, they donate, and get that tax write-off. I'm going to give to a Black-owned organization. Speaking of tax write-offs and Black-owned organizations, let me jump into an announcement real quick. If y'all don't know, we do have the there's two things going on. So the Black Economic Success Trust, right, having their annual conference on June 6th, Friday, June 6th. Okay, so it's the Black Economic Success Trust Summit. So that's an economic summit. There is a showcase. There is all kinds of cool stuff. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up for y'all real quick. And summit, boom. And I want to talk about it. So right now, they're gonna have hundreds of professionals, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders that are going to converge on the Sheraton Hotel. All right, Denver downtown for the Black Economic Success Trust Success Summit and Expo on Friday, June 6th. So you can get a vendor space. So if you're a business, Terrence, Wild Boy Farm, I would highly encourage you to get a booth at this event, and not only promote your farm to these Black-owned businesses and the Black-owned and all the Black consumers that are come to this event, but also be able to sell some meat there too. Man, I'm telling y'all, these blueberry sausages that they got over at Wild Boy Farm are fire. And then the steaks and the ground beef, like all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, y'all got to get this. Stop going to King Supers, get that whack meat that's been highly overly processed and bastardized through the commercial, like conventional, I guess, practice of slaughtering. Like, it's horrible, man. They're raising some bad food, and then we're eating it. You need to stop it and stop giving your money to King Supers and them. I don't care. Costco, same thing. Go buy your steaks and ground beef from Wild Boy Farm. And Terrence, I highly encourage you to jump on this early bird spot. It's available until April 15th. Any other Black-owned business out there, do so as well. You can save $100 off right now of your booth price, which is going to increase to $299 on April 15th. Right now, you can get it for $199. So there's posts out there within the Facebook group, Carl Black Owned and Operated Business Facebook group. I posted that out there. There's also, what's really cool, if you are a golfer or no golfers, we're doing a Black golf tournament. So the Drive and Thrive tournament, which is going to be the day before the Black Economic Success Trust Summit, it's going to be June 5th. All right, this June 5th over at Common Ground Golf Course. What's cool about that is the only director of golf in the city who is Black runs Common Ground Golf Course. So we're going to do it over there at Common Ground Golf Course. Make sure you get we got singles, doubles, triples, and foursomes. You save a little bit the more players that you get. So if you get a foursome, you'll save the most, so on and so forth. All the proceeds for that Drive and Thrive golf tournament are going to benefit the Colorado Botillion Cotillion, as well as the Empowering Youth Economics program. So two programs that support Black students and Black youth that Drive and Thrive golf tournament is going to support. So please get registered. There's only 150 spots ish. Wild Boy steaks are fire. It was on news last year. Give back to the community. Oh, wait, hold on. Wild Boy says he gives back to the community every year, even though I don't have that kind of money. Think about it. He's not getting 130 million, but he's still giving back to the community every year. And his give back was on the news last year. And he says that the steaks are fire. The steaks are fire from Wild Boy Farm. So go get you some steaks. You can go to his website. But back to the golf tournament. So golf tournament's going to help. Again, we're trying to black out the greens. All right. So we're trying to get all these Black people out there golfing, because that's one thing that has eluded us for so long, is that the game of golf, it's expensive to play. How many people, you got to get all this equipment. You got to learn. So you got to pay for green fees. Like, you got to pay to go, versus, I mean, basketball's been easy because all you need is a ball and a hoop. Shoot, you could put what was it, the milk crate or the peach crate up on and nail that thing to a tree, and you got a ball. There you go. Right now you're playing basketball. So it was a whole lot more economical to play basketball for us. But golf is a cool game. It sucks to say it's a game. I really think it's more of a recreation personally, but I like to play it. I've played it. I'm terrible at it, but that's because I haven't had the practice. I haven't had the hours and hours of practice, but I'm getting better. I'm going to take some lessons from the director of golf, who's Black over there at Common Ground Golf Course. I'm going to take some more lessons from him so I can get better with my swing and form and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be just out here top golfing it. And we're also teaching our inroad students about the game of golf, not only the game, but the business behind golf too, right? How much business gets done. There are so many people that are getting business deals done on the golf course, and that's something that Black people need to take more advantage of and participate in. So make sure if you are a golfer or no golfers, get them connected with the Drive and Thrive golf tournament on June 5th. They can sign up now And you can also get registered for having a booth at the Black Economic Success Trust Summit. And if you just want to participate in the summit as a participant and just be there and soak up all the knowledge and network and all that, you can also get registered right now. So go to, I'm gonna drop the site. Hold on. I'm gonna drop the site. It's bestsuccesssummit.org. Let me throw that in the chat. Boom. bestsuccesssummit.org. Oh, wait. Kellen said the Wild Boy steaks are fire. So that's Kellen. Kellen said the Wild Boy steaks are fire. Yes, they are, Kellen. They are fire. So I was going too fast with looking at the comments. But yeah, make sure you participate in the entire blackout experience for the Black Economic Success. So we're going to kick it off with the golf tournament on Thursday, the Success Summit and Expo on Friday. So that's where these literally Black businesses come and highlight your business. Show up for $300 max. I mean, if you get in on the early bird right now, it's $200, but $300 so that Black people can know about your business. Highly encourage you to be a part of that. We always talking about, hey, where's this? How can we highlight our business? Well, here's an opportunity to be in front of your target market, Black people, and highlight your business. So come out, get a booth, all that. So that's on Friday. And then Saturday, the 7th, is the Back in the Day soiree. So that's going to be a whole little concert thing going on where they're going to do a Soul Train from on the what is it? It's the light rail train from downtown to the airport. So it's going to be a whole little Soul Train thing. So 70 Soul Train from downtown to the airport, and then it's going to be the finale. Yeah, how do I say that? It's going to finalize. It's going to be the climax. There we go. Yeah, at the airport with their little concert thing that goes on at the airport. And then on Sunday, it's going to be a brunch, a little brunch that's going to go down. So that whole blackout weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is going to be awesome. Participate in the golf tournament, do the summit and expo. If you're a business owner, make sure that you're there for sure to highlight your business. If you just want to participate, come and learn, grow, frequent the expo so you can see these Black-owned businesses and all that. Jump on the train and do the Soul Train from downtown to the airport, and then finish it off with the concert, and then kick off that and finish the whole event, the whole weekend event of events on Sunday with the brunch. All right. Let's see what else. Yeah. At the end of the day, put your money where your mouth is. Let's put our money where our mouth is. We're about supporting Black-owned businesses. Let's support it. If we're out here spending money, $367 at minimum, right, per month, ladies. And that, I'm not picking on the ladies. I'm just pointing it out. I saw that, and ladies were like, yeah, this is real. Man, that's a lot of money. You're talking about $4,400 a year on just that kind of, quote, maintenance stuff, right, that you're doing. One, do you have to do it all? Maybe not. But two, if you are going to do it with Black-owned businesses. Put that back into the Black community, into the Black economy, so that our Black folks can come up. Stop giving, like, that's money that you're giving to other people. I mean, imagine this. I keep bringing this back to family because it's easier for you to understand if it's family, right? It's more relatable. Would you give your neighbor's kids $20 to cut your grass? Or would you give your kids $20 to cut your grass? Your grass is going to get cut, no doubt. But you're giving money away to other people outside of your family. That's what it is when we give money outside of Black community to other businesses. We're giving it outside our family who could do that too. Now, when we don't have businesses in that category, there's a perfect opportunity for us to start one, right? For somebody to start one in that category. So yeah, we have to go outside the community in that thing. Like, we don't have a Black grocery store right now. Somebody should start a Black grocery store. And don't say me. I'm not a retail guy. I will go and buy from that place, but I'm not about to start that. But somebody could. Whoever's into retail, whoever is a shopkeeper kind of person, start that Black grocery store. It doesn't even have to be big. You can start in a 2,500 square foot lease, right? Something. Start it. Have, buy wholesale from Wild Boyd Farm and have meat there, right? Buy a wholesale from Freedom Acres, have their meat there. buy Gold Star Sausage wholesale, then find some of the black farms that have I think there's some like Mo Better Greens. I don't know what Mo Better Greens actually like. If they're does Mo Better Greens have lettuce, all that stuff, or did they source it somewhere? I don't know, but we got to figure that out, right? But then like buy black owned brands. You can even bring in black owned brand like boxed brands and all that stuff. Get the soap, the black owned soap, toilet paper, batteries, all that stuff. Have that at your store, and we'll come by. I'll come by. I swear I will. I will. Right? I don't care if you're in Lakewood or Brighton or Aurora or Central Denver or Green Valley Ranch or Highlands Ranch, wherever you start that. My suggestion would probably be like Northeast Denver, since that's where the majority of Black people are in Denver, Colorado, and in Colorado in general, our Northeast Denver area now. So like that Montbello, Green Valley Ranch, North Aurora, that's where I would suggest setting up a Black-owned grocery store. I mean, kind of build it where the people are, but you do what you got to do. Getting on 70 225, like, be convenient for people to travel there. I'm just suggesting, if you are going to do that, and then we could go and buy and put money into your pocket. You can hire some Black people to work there. They can grow, they can build, and then you can expand, get a bigger store, set up another store somewhere else. Maybe even then set up a store in Colorado Springs. Now we got a Springs Black-owned grocery store. When you need a car, go to Gojo Auto right now. They're only Black-owned auto dealership, right? Why are you going to Kia and Arapahoe Kia or Burt Chevrolet or Deal and Doug, whatever Deal and Doug's got? Go to Gojo Auto. If y'all about that, I mean, think about it. Let's say a used car. I'm just gonna say used car, $15,000. You're gonna go drop $15,000 with Deal and Doug or Burt Chevrolet or Larry Miller Honda, right? Why don't you put $15,000 in the Black woman's pocket? Gojo Auto. Amanda Gordon be putting money back into the Black community all the time. She supports the Black community with her business, and y'all ain't supporting her. She's actually hiring right now for Spanish-speaking salespeople. Why? Because the Mexicans are coming to buy from her. Think about that. They supporting her. Y'all gonna support her? Come on, Black people. Next time you need a used car, Gojo Auto, Amanda Gordon, just saying. Car, truck, SUV, she got it all. She can take good care of you. Let's have her hire some more Black people. Why don't y'all go apply? Especially Black folks, if y'all speak Spanish, if y'all bilingual, that would be a great opportunity. Think about that. Now you got Black people speaking Spanish and y'all getting money from the Mexicans too. What? And Black people? Come on now. Put your money where your mouth is. All right. I'm out of here. It's your man BJ Joyce with the Black Friday Show. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as the Facebook page of the Black Friday Show. And spread the word. I love y'all. Peace.